For what purpose does the gentleman from Minnesota seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the rules and pass the bill H.R. 2400 as amended.
The clerk will report the title of the bill.
Union Calendar Number 245, H.R. 2400. A bill to take certain federal land in the state of California into trust for the benefit of the Pitt River Tribe.
Pursuant to the rule, the gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. Stauber, and the gentleman from Puerto Rico, Mr. Hernandez, each will control 20 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Minnesota.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members have 5 legislative days to revise and extend their remarks and to include extraneous material on H.R. 2400, the bill now under consideration.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, H.R. 2400, the Pitt River Land Transfer Act of 2025, introduced by Representative LaMalfa, would place approximately 584 acres of U.S. Forest Service land, commonly known as the Four Corners, into trust for the Pitt River Tribe. After decades of conflict and loss, the Pitt River Tribe was federally recognized in 1976. The Pitt River Tribe consists of 11 different California tribal lands and resides on a 100-square-mile reservation. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, the tribe aimed to regain control of the Four Corners property near Bernie, California. Over the years, the tribe repeatedly tried to regain the Four Corners land from federal ownership, but has been unsuccessful. Although the land is now owned by the U.S. Forest Service, it is ancestral to the Pitt River Tribe. The tribe wishes to reacquire its ancestral lands and eventually build an interpretive center there. Gaming on these lands, pursuant to the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, would be prohibited. I applaud Mr. LaMalfa for working hard with the tribe to develop H.R. 2400. I urge support and reserve the balance of my time.
Reserves. The gentleman from Puerto Rico is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Pitt River Land Transfer Act will transfer approximately 583 acres of land into trust for the benefit of the Pitt River Tribe in Northern California. This land, known as the Four Corners property, is currently managed by the U.S. Forest Service, and it's a site of great historic and cultural significance within the tribe's ancestral territory. In 1970, members of the tribe peacefully occupied Four Corners to advocate for the return of their ancestral homelands. This occupation was met with violence by authorities and remains a historic event in the tribe's fight to restore their homelands and sovereignty. H.R. 2400 will return the Four Corners property to the tribe, allowing them to steward the land and develop an interpretive center to share their history and culture. In addition, this land will provide the tribe opportunities for economic development, education, and environmental stewardship. I urge my colleagues to support this legislation, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves. The gentleman from Minnesota is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from California, the lead sponsor of this bill, Mr. LaMalfa.
The gentleman from California is recognized for 3 minutes.
I thank the gentleman from Minnesota. I thank the gentleman from Puerto Rico for all of us being able to pull together on this piece of legislation. H.R. 2400 is something that's been long overdue, that the Pitt River Tribe has been very patient and oftentimes not treated very well in the process of establishing that they would like to once again own this land, the 580 acres that's known as the Four Corners, which is actually along 299 in eastern Shasta County. It's between the towns of Bernie and Fall River Mills in northeast California, and of course will become part of their reservation. This promotes local stewardship, economic development, and tribal sovereignty by placing this modest piece of land back into trust for the tribe. So it's something they've really pursued for a lot of years, and we've tried to encourage here is that local stewardship, our tribes can provide a very valuable part in either helping or supplanting the Forest Service on the lands that they're not managing as rapidly or as well as I would like to see. So we're looking forward to greater stewardship and the opportunities for the tribe. It is really a physical and spiritual landmark for the tribe, central to their identity and ability to thrive and grow on their own ancestral lands. Of course, their ties to the land go back many, many centuries. It holds deep spiritual and historical value to them. As a focal point of activism, as mentioned during the 70s, where tribal members asserting their rights faced unjust arrests and bureaucratic hurdles, again, with a lot of perseverance to get here today. The The Pitt River Tribe has pursued every legal administrative avenue to acquire this land, of course, facing endless bureaucratic delays. This bill will put an end to that and will empower the tribe to lead on land stewardship, cultural preservation, and future development efforts, which will be an opportunity for everybody that travels the area. Owning the Four Corners will allow it to build, as mentioned, an interpretive center so it can educate the public on the history of the tribe, other tribes in the area, as well as better land stewardship. The conservation that will come from it with the process as well, honor their ancestral past, their present, and into the future. It strengthens their regional stewardship and, again, will improve land management for all of us to enjoy and make it a little more fire safe. And it will help also to support their self-determination. So with that, I urge everyone in this Congress to vote for H.R. 2400. I thank my colleague.
Gentleman from California yields. The gentleman from Minnesota is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I have no further requests, and I am prepared to close. I continue to reserve.
Gentleman reserves. The gentleman from Puerto Rico is recognized to close.
Mr. Speaker, I urge my colleagues to support the legislation, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields. The gentleman from Minnesota is recognized to close.
Mr. Speaker, H.R. 2400 would place approximately 584 acres of U.S. Forest Service land, referred to as the Four Corners, into trust for the Pitt River Tribe. The tribe has attempted to pursue this ask through administrative process, but it is time for Congress to assist legislatively. I urge passage of this bill, and I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields. The question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass the bill H.R. 2400 as amended? Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, two-thirds being in the affirmative, the rules are suspended, the bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.